Hey guys, how's it going? So last week's message was a really tough one. I battled and it kind of freaked me out to do it because I felt like we were going to lose people at youth. The question was, what about other religions? It's a question that teenagers are often asking. And as Christians, we believe that, you can only worship Jesus. And I think I was worried because I didn't want to offend people. I didn't want to upset people. And especially here in South Africa, we've got a lot of people who believe in African traditional religion as well. We've got Buddhism, we've got Hinduism, and we've got Islam. And people often try and put these things together. But let's have a look at it. Let's start from the top and we're going to work through this. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, but it is a big topic. So the first thing I want to talk about is why Jesus? There are so many religions out there, other religions, other beliefs, other gods. Why Jesus? I mean, Hinduism has like over 1 million gods. Islam has one god. Christianity, one god. Judaism, one god. Buddhism doesn't really have a god. There was just this guy who was like really chilled and fat. And well, he kind of just led to this path of peace, I guess. I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. It's just the way it comes across to me and it's the way it's been explained to me. So I'm not trying to offend people. So in the book of Acts, chapter 17, Paul is in Athens and he goes to this meeting of Areopagus, and anyway, they want him to explain what he's talking about. Like, he's talking about Christianity and they called him a babbler. They're basically saying, dude, like, you're talking a whole lot of nonsense to us. Can you please come to this meeting and actually explain to a whole group of us exactly what you're trying to say and explain it to us in a way that we can perhaps understand. So anyway, Paul goes to this meeting of Areopagus and he explains to them, he says, I see that you guys are really religious. And the first time I read this, I thought he was being like, you guys are so religious, you got idols, you guys are just badasses, you guys are not cool. And that's not what he was saying. What he was actually saying is, guys, I see that you're so religious. I walk through your streets and I see these idols, I see these things that you guys worship. I mean, I even saw this thing that said to an unknown God. It was written there, to an unknown God. So you guys are worshiping these gods that you actually don't even know. You're worshiping idols, but I'm going to bring you something new, something that is real. There is no idol for it. You cannot make an idol for this guy because you cannot even begin to imagine what he's like. But Paul basically says, I see that you're religious, I see these idols, but here is Jesus. He died for you and he is the real God. He is the only God. He is the true God. So the question is, why Jesus? Why only Jesus? Think about it this way. Jesus came down to earth, all right? So he's a God. He came to earth and he died for us. So now if we think that Jesus was lying, I want you to think about it this way. If you were lying about something and someone threatened to kill you for it, would you carry on lying or would you be like, okay, dude, chill, all right? I'm lying, I'm not God, or I'm lying, I'm not the king. Please don't do this. I'll sit down and shut up. Like any normal person would say, okay, I am lying, please don't kill me. I am not who I say I am. But Jesus said that he's God and they wanted to kill him for it and he let them kill him for it because, well, he knew what he was saying and he believed what he was saying. So either he was crazy, and some of you people at home are going to say, yeah, he was crazy. Whatever. Clearly, you're not even willing to listen. Either Jesus was a madman or he actually was what he says he was. He was God. We need to accept that Jesus was God because there are so many things that he did that proved to us. He did miracles, he healed people, and it's written not just in the Bible. So whoever's sitting at home saying that, the Bible says it, so now we must all believe it. There are actual people who weren't Christians, who don't believe that Jesus is God, who actually said that he was a miracle worker. So the fact is, either Jesus was crazy, and if you want to believe that he was crazy, you go for it. I don't think he was. Or he was this guy who really was God and he died for what he believed. So now you can choose. Are you going to follow the guy who says he died for you, or are you going to follow some piece of clay? Jesus was real, and out of all the religions out there, he's the only God who actually died for the people that he said he loved. He died for the people that he said were his. He died for the human race. He's the only God who did that. That is such a big difference, that a God would come down from his royalty and his deity, his godliness, and he would come down to this place and actually live among us and eat with us and share time with us and then die for us. I would much rather follow a God like that than a piece of clay who actually has done nothing for me. The next big question we then come across is, what about Jesus and? And at this point, I'm going to stop and I'm going to have a coffee break. Sorry guys, I know this is a little bit random, but I really love my coffee. Like, coffee is just so amazing, and I could really just die for coffee every day. Coffee is just so amazing. I love it. I love it to bits. You know, coffee is great. But you know, I don't know, like sometimes, you know, I just feel like, you know, coffee on its own just isn't good enough. And, you know, I just have to add a few things every now and again. But yeah, anyway, back to our point that we were going to discuss. You know, why do people, the question is actually, you know, can I have Jesus with something else? And my answer is yes. I don't see, like, why do people always kick up such a fuss about, like, you know, adding all these weird things to Christianity? Dude, you know what, if you want to add things to Christianity, like, of course, I mean, why not? I mean, seriously, like, Jesus is great, but, you know, maybe Jesus on his own, yeah, not so much. But I mean, damn it. Anyway, you know, just give me a moment. You know, Jesus is great, you know, like, but I just don't get people when they say, like, you can only have Jesus. It doesn't make sense. I mean, like I say, Jesus is great and all, but why can't I just add a little bit extra? You know, it's just my opinion, you know. So I think that's why you don't mix things together. I don't know if I made my point. Alright, coffee is good on its own. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. Like, I like my coffee with sugar, okay? And with a little bit of milk, because I'm a little bit normal, alright? You don't drink coffee plain, people. And if you think you do, you're wrong. Jesus is good enough on his own, alright? You don't need more than Jesus, because the moment you start having Jesus plus, it kind of becomes gross, it becomes hurtful, and, well, it's not what we as Christians are commanded to do. So if you love Jesus, you want to obey God, right? Right. On Friday, I quoted the first commandment, which is Genesis 20, verse 1 to 3, 1 to 4. But I want to pick up on what happens after that. Genesis chapter 20, verse 22. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites this, you have seen for yourselves that I have spoken to you from heaven. Do not make any gods to be alongside me. Do not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold. Don't have any gods alongside me." So what he's saying is, don't have me plus me. And the Bible refers to God as a jealous God. Think about, like, if you are dating someone, like, if you're a guy and you're dating a girl, or you're a girl dating a guy, you know, the moment they start mingling with other people of the opposite sex, you become jealous because they're yours and you love them and you want them to be all yours. And that's what God is like with us. He loves us so much that he just wants us to himself. And that's not a spiteful thing. That is just raw love. That is why other religions, when it comes to Christianity, you don't need other religions. You just need Jesus. Guys, have an awesome week. I hope you enjoyed that, because I didn't. But have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week. Invite your friends. Damn it, invite your friends. I don't care if it's exams, you invite.